hear me, right? Because I was in the airport yesterday and nobody could hear me. So let's talk about the fat. I was talking about it yesterday, like how to deal with going to like family gatherings and all that stuff and trying to stay in ketosis. And I was like, it's super simple. You just go and take some butter or some ghee. Actually, ghee is really nice because you just take the butter, you clarify it, you add some vanilla extract, some Ceylon cinnamon, a little bit of pinch of salt, and then you can take it in little jars and plop it in your mouth because fat requires lipase, it requires stomach acid, it requires a gallbladder to break down. And so in that time, it takes a long time to break down this fat, which makes you not hungry. So if sugar's bouncing across your plate or face, somebody's passing a cake, you don't really want it if you eat enough fat. And that's what's the beauty of eating fat. But today's live stream is going to be a shorty but a goodie because I got to go ride my horse. And that is that, do you have to eat all that fat to lose weight? And yes, you do. You have to eat all that fat to lose weight. And by the way, it's 83 degrees here in South Texas. Okay. So then like 3 days ago, I was in like 30 degrees and tomorrow it's going to be 87 degrees and my body doesn't know what to do. What's up? What is it? Chastity James. Good afternoon, Stephanie. Happy holidays. What's up? All right, let's hit it. Yes, you have to eat all that fat. I'm so tired. Oh, sorry, I gotta get some water. I am so tired of people after all these years not understanding, eat fat, lose fat. So I want to break down how and why. I mean, for you old school, right? You old school people, ain't nothing, it's not a new conversation. For you new school people, we need to talk about how you get the abs, right? How you get the abs and how you be like 54 and got the gains and don't get fat, eating fat. Let's hit it, right? Because I got energy. I'm excited for life. Let's do this, even we're in a crazy world. And I got on my United flight last night and it didn't get canceled. I got lucky. I could have been on one of those flights that got canceled, but I didn't. Okay, so the point is that your body does not know how to be in ketosis. Ketosis, you guys, is your body's ability to take that stubborn body fat, right? The stubborn fat down there and burn that as energy. Most people develop lazy fat cells. Yes, they sleep. They asleep. Excuse me, I got a burp. And when they're asleep, I don't care if you eat 20 calories, you ain't going to lose weight when you have lazy fat cells. Now, what is a lazy fat cell? That's a fat cell where you have glucose turned into triglycerides entering the cell as fat. And then your body doesn't know how to release it back as energy, which could be in the form of ketones or glucose, believe it or not, through gluconeogenesis of the fat cells, and make that energy, make your body have energy. Now that type of person tends to be very, very young, tends to be very lean, like a lean young Olympic athlete or sprinter guy. Pufa's thought process as well. Yeah, freckles, Merry Christmas. I think I got that. Like Michael Phelps, I've used him as the example because nobody understood how he could eat 10,000 calories and not lose weight. And I'm like, he has very efficient fat cells. Those cells are going to take in that glucose as energy, stored energy, triglycerides, and it's going to release it back as glucose. And then he's going to use it. The problem, there's a caveat though. There's a catch to that. What's up, Verse? So the caveat is that sure, you don't develop diabetes with these freakish genetics, right? Or primed body to burn glucose. But what you cannot clear out is the insulin that requires removing all that glucose from your body if you're eating 10,000 calories of carbs. And glucose, if you're having insulin stack, because insulin when you're barfing out a bunch of insulin, it'll start stacking in your bloodstream, just stack, and your body has a hard time clearing it out. When you have too much insulin in the blood, then in various parts that are like around cells and on your endothelial walls and all this kind of stuff. It can damage the cells when you're having too much insulin just stack up in the bloodstream. Yes, true story. So you might be able to clear it. That's why people are like, oh, blah 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 eats carbs, but they're still really lean and they're healthy. And I'm like, no, they're not healthy because their body's stacking insulin. Don't hit my car. Best not hit my car. Okay. So that therein lies the problem with people who can eat a ton of carbs and never get fat. They've got great fat releasing fat cells, but they can't deal with the insulin, and that's what will age them. It's actually called ages or rages, and that's, which is advanced glycation end product, and that's what's going to happen to these people who can eat gobs and gobs of carbs and never get fat. But that is a very tiny little percentage. Most people, and listen to me very well, most people cannot clear out, is that what is aging vegans? Yes. Well, they're not getting any protein, so our skin, our collagen, our skin needs fat, needs proteins, needs all these things. And then when, as a vegan, if you're not getting these proteins or fats, then the body will eat itself to get what it needs. And that's why people start to look awful. The body starts to catabolize and eat itself. It's not a good look, trust me. Their eyeballs go into their heads, and they get crepey skin, and all types of women get their menstrual cycles go because they don't have enough cholesterol in their diets. But so when you're eating fat, at first when you're doing a keto diet, and I don't even care if you've done it 3 years, if you've done keto for 3 years or carnivore that's high fat for 3 years the wrong way, your hormones still don't know what to do. You still don't know how to convert that fat or the body fat into ketones, ketone bodies, to get into the Krebs cycle, the energy cycle, and to use it as energy in all the cells. It has to learn how to do this. And to do this, you've got to have a functioning gallbladder. You have to have a functioning liver. Yes, right? Your body needs enzymes. You need enough stomach acid. You need enough a good functioning gallbladder. What's up, Frank? You need a good whole biliary duct system of, we've got liver, kidney, pancreas, gallbladder, all have to work really, really well to get into a state of ketosis. The problem is most people don't know if their organs are functioning properly or not. They don't know if they're filtrating properly. They just don't know. They can go to a doctor and do your standard test and be like, oh, I'm fine, because how many doctors do a GFR, the kidney filtration testing to see how well the kidneys are filtrating, or how many doctors will do a liver enzyme test? Some of them do, but not always. And even the levels are what are considered healthy in the U.S. are so standard low that everybody's saying, "Hi, keto myself." Well, howdy, Merry Christmas to you too, guys. Merry Christmas. So, how you burn fat by eating fat is to get into ketosis. A lot of people who do carnivore, they're never in ketosis because they're eating a bunch of protein, and that protein in large amounts, which would not happen in nature every day eating gobs of protein, the body will start taking that excess protein, converting it back into glucose, spiking your blood sugar, and then the ketones just drop to the ground and you're not in ketosis. So carnivore, for the long term, for the short term, it can be a good strategy to help with any type of inflammatory bowel disease or histamine. But besides that, no. Keto with vegetables I've said this so many times, but for the newbies, getting that prebiotic fiber in to still produce diamine oxidase is pretty critical. I'm not gonna lie. So doing strict carnivore isn't good for a long time, and doing strict keto, veganism is just way, I mean, like, hats to those who care about the animals for real. But most people who do veganism are doing it to lose weight. And how do I know this? Because I'm coaching them people that went from veganism to keto or carnivore or whatever. Hello from Germany. Hello from Deutschland. You are pure gold in the keto section. Stumbled on you accidentally, but due to open mind, I've learned pretty fast that you have a lot of experience. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Was it Sarah Double? Thank you so much. How are your animals doing? Animals are doing great. They're really happy I'm back. So, speaking of my hypocrisy of loving my animals and eating animals, but that's human nature, is its hypocrisy. Like, I love my animals. I'd never eat my horses, but I would eat a cow, for example. Hi, I've been sharing your channel. Aw, thank you, madame. I don't know who you are, but it's so nice to see you. Channel to sub. So many people think that they are keto, but removing bread, but still eating fast food. Exactly. People think they can go to McDonald's, have the McDonald's meat, and have some cheese, and they're like, I'm in ketosis. And I'm like, nah. Cheese is actually really inflammatory. It's very inflammatory. It's got a lot of casein in it, which a lot of people have already compromised gut walls. Did you know that donkeys kill foxes? Of course, they hate dogs. So they don't like foxes, and they don't like coyotes and stuff like that. But so you have to have that liver function properly to be able to convert that fat that you're eating or stored body fat into ketone bodies, which then can be converted to acetoacetate and get into the bloodstream. You cook horrible food. That is where that people lose this idea of like, well, what's your insulin? What's your blood sugar before? What's going on with your thyroid? What's going on with your gallbladder? Or what's going on with your stomach acid? What's going on with the stress in your life? Because if you can't get your blood sugar in balance, you're not going to keto adapt. You're just not. You're just not. And then there's the problem with people not eating enough fat. So there's a lot of reasons why people don't adapt. They'll eat a bunch of fat, and then they'll start gaining weight. They're like, how am I supposed to lose weight if I'm eating fat? And I'm like, have you not learned the work of Jeff Wolek and Steve Finney about ketones? Ketones ultimately should come from units of fat from your body, okay? And then your body is fat cells that are lazy, that don't want to release and get rid of fat, because fat, our body wants to hold on to it because it's our safety energy. And that is the reason why you can lose muscle and lose 15 pounds, lose water and muscle, look smaller, weigh less, but look like a concentration camp victim, because you aren't actually losing the fat. You're just losing all these great amino acids and making yourself look like 10 years older. So it's important to train your body to burn the fat by getting into ketosis, going to bed early, chewing your food slowly, moderate to low protein. Don't have these carbs and sugars and refeeds and targeted and all this stupid versions of keto that they call keto. Don't eat the junk food keto. It's laced with a bunch of chemicals and sugar products and sugar alcohols and a bunch of stuff. And then people are like, why aren't I losing weight? I'm getting fatter on keto. And I'm like, what are you doing? Well, I mean, what are you doing? Are you checking your blood sugar? Are you checking to see if you're between 75 and 83 milligrams per deciliter? No, you're not. Are you checking to see if you're even making the ketones? Are you eating enough fat? Are you moderating your stress? Are you seeing if you're having a histamine response to certain food that you eat all the time, like eggs? Some people have egg allergies and their blood sugar skyrockets when they eat it, and the ketones go boom, which should be between a 1.8 to a 3.0. And it's very picky in the very beginning. You should get a glucometer. You should do a food journal. You should watch your symptoms. You should see if your poop is yellow, if it floats, or if you're having a bloated reaction or shoulder blade pain, like the whole gallbladder stuff that people aren't even aware that they're having issues with their gallbladder. So this is the reason why people are getting fat, because your body likes to get fat when it's stressed out. That's just the survival mechanism, because fat does not have blood vessels running through it. It doesn't require a lot of energy from the body. It just sits there. And it's got vitamins in it. Vitamin D, E, A, and K. D, E, A, K, 4. It just sit there in your fat cells. So why would the body get rid of fat first and then keep the muscle? Muscles are going to burn you up and make you starve to death quicker. And the body would rather just get rid of the muscle, keep the fat until you absolutely need it, because you're going to get some nutrition from that fat. And that's the problem. Pre and probiotic. See how I know someone that had their gallbladder out. Can they get in ketosis? Absolutely. People check this out. First of all, a lot of you don't know you have gallbladder sludge or stones or whatever. Don't let doctors willy-nilly go take it out if you go get an ultrasound. But if you have a stone, so what? You need to have 20 stones. And you've got to be like infected to have that gallbladder removed. But with that said, all of our organs are connected, right? They're connected through a series of piping, like plumbing. And when one is bad, they all are bad, typically. Not in every case, but often. Like if the liver is like, then the rest of them start to compromise, and people start forming sludge. Bile, cholesterol gets backed up into the gallbladder, and it starts forming stones, or it just gets thick, and it's not breaking down the fat like it should. And so then the gallbladder is removed, and people are like, oh no, now I can't eat fat. But in some people that have really smart bodies, and a smart body, and they find a different place to store the bile salt that breaks down the fat within the piping. It's fascinating how the body tries to survive. But some people still have horrible symptoms when they have the gallbladder removed. So then you would either do ox bile, tutka, taurine, lemon, like all kind of stuff, lipase, to help break down the fat so you can still be in ketosis. All right, let's hit more questions. I watched your videos years ago. I know you were a skateboarder, got injured, got healthy, and I'm back. Oh, that's why. Okay, cool. Yes, I used to be a pro skater, and I'm going to announce to the world when I get myself organized, because I moved to a new place, you guys, again. And when I moved, people on my Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic, but people on my Instagram are like, why are you moving so many times? Like, you must be the problem of why you're moving so many times. I'm like, you damn right, because I only take the best. Like, my horse almost died at the first place, got into a poisonous plant. Second place had that same poisonous plant. I was like, especially paints, for some reason they can die from this plant. Then the third place I went to, Thunder, was he was attacked by a stud. And then I left. And then the third place, the couple were fighting so much, and it wasn't a horse property. There were holes everywhere. And my little pony, because he got a little pony, his name was Luca. The little pony kept getting into the neighbor's yard. He was stressed. He was biting everything. He was stressed. So I moved again. I found a great spot. He stopped biting. All the animals are quiet and calm. And I found my place, most likely in Tennessee. I just came back from Tennessee. Life update, by the way. I went to spend time with my mom. But I booked my ticket a while ago when I didn't think I had somebody to watch my horses that many days. So I left Christmas Eve night. And I'm so glad I did, because of all of the flights that got canceled. And I got my flight. Sky vibes, you see. Donkeys are really cool because the horses, even though they're fight or flight animals, people on the replay chill. Sometimes you just gotta talk about life. The donkeys, they're very strong. They can take all kind of climates, and their stomachs aren't as sensitive as a horse. And you don't ride them. I have a miniature donkey, so I'm not gonna ride her. So her legs and feet are always gonna be good. The hoofs, they don't crack off as easily as a horse. And they are like guard dogs. They will cry if there's danger. And that's what she's done every time. She didn't know. Okay. Hey, Precious. Yes. Thank you for the Instagram DM, by the way. That was a very sweet message. So you guys, my Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. You can see some of the stuff I'm talking about. I was doing healthy vlogs every day, and then I started incorporating lifestyle vlogs because my life is crazy. So I had a second car, and I drove it to Tennessee to drop it off. So when I fly back, before I actually purchase my property, I don't have to rent cars. And so, yes, a lot of you guys saw the property that I'm looking at for my fur babies. Let me see. Hi, Stephanie. You may already be aware of those couple things specific to Centra. You might want to, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. You want a rebelly like mine. Everybody has their own genetic potential. People don't know how to reach their genetic potential, which is why I was talking about that fat doesn't make you fat. It's your hormones, right? You've got insulin. That's a problem. You've got leptin. That's a problem. You've got glucagon. If those things go awry, those things are a problem. If you're estrogen dominant, that's a problem. And so you have to address the hormones, not count the calories of the fat, because fat does not incite insulin unless you have a gallbladder problem or you're having a histamine reaction to the particular type of fat. So some people can't do butter, makes the blood sugar spike. And then their insulin is cranking out and they're like, why am I getting fat eating fat? It's not the fat itself. It might be your response to whatever type of problem you have prior to doing keto, which is why I tell everybody, know your health before you do these diets. Carnivore Lion says, yo, 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 ho. Merry Christmas, Stephanie. We missed you on here. Yeah, you guys, I just couldn't do it. I was trying to go live at my mom's. I think I did once. Did I? I was trying to do videos. I'm trying to edit videos, and I just ran out of time. I just did. It's hard to do it all, you know. I've got animals. I started with one horse. Now I have a second horse and a donkey. And I went and found a place to live. I had to go back to California, see everybody, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm running a full company. So sometimes, you know, I'm like dedicating more time to my horses rather than doing all the promoting that you would see. I am going to start doing more lifestyle vlogs. I've got so much footage that I have to edit, but I don't have any time to edit. That's my problem. Ghee is the bomb, and I can't tolerate dairy. Great source of butyrate and some vitamins. Yes, butyrate and fat-soluble vitamins, and also omega-3s, conjugated linoleic acid in the butter. But a lot of people can't tolerate it because the little bit of casein left, they react to. So not everybody can tolerate even ghee. There's a nuclear plant in East Tennessee in Oak Ridge. There are slightly higher cancer rates. Ooh, I'm not at Oak Ridge, but I'm going to go check that out. Within 100 miles or so, also unrelated to the place I found is more southeast-ish. It's not totally east. It's southeast-ish. It's before Chattanooga, south towards the Alabama border. So I think I'm okay. But let me see, what's that plant? Oak Ridge. Oh, I'm going to check out where that is. Would a donkey be good to watch animals on? A chicken? Oh yeah, they will protect anything. They protect chickens. They protect goats. They literally protect. I watched her. She's like, the ears are so big. She's like, and the others are sleeping. She won't sleep. She'll walk circles around, patrolling, make sure everything's okay. Can you tell if you're in ketosis without a monitor? Yes. So you should be able to drop that body fat. You should have a ton of energy, like Steph. Energy. You should be able to gain muscle because your hormones, the cholesterol providing the sterols are providing the substrates that you need to build sex hormones and balance your hormones. And then also, your body is burning those ketones, so your energy becomes very even and your sleep gets better. So it's really clear. I've popped out of ketosis a few times, and when I do, I feel like garbage. So me popping out of ketosis, which really should be my best video describing the symptoms, is hypoglycemia. I feel hypoglycemic. I get tired. I don't have the energy. I don't have the stamina. It's awful. So okay, it's to do 2 meals per day. No, Clark, eating 2 meals for a modern human who's done a lifestyle of damage probably isn't the best idea. You need to get your electrolytes in, which is more times during the day. Eating something small throughout the day, and you can't get enough fat in 2 meals. Does everyone need to take magnesium on? Yeah, everybody on this planet should take magnesium because the soil is depleted and devoid of magnesium. And so I see it with people all the time, all the magnesium issues, the issues with sleeping, the issues with heart palps, the issues with muscle cramps. I see it constantly, people having a hard time to absorb their vitamin D and calcium. So, yeah. Let me see. I think I should probably go soon because I'm going to go ride my horse. Listen to her. She changed my life. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Yes, so I met Mark years ago in the gym in Cali. So he's still left in Cali, that state, Cali, California. Sorry, Mark, it is because I'm living free here. But Mark, he always had like really bad rashes all over him. And I was like, I think it's all the salad you eat, you know, because like California salad eating guy. I was like, Mark, I think it's the salad you're eating. And he was like, well, I'll eat less. And I'm like, I really think you should not eat them at all and try to do the keto diet. But he wasn't interested in doing it back then. And then eventually carnivore started catching on and people started realizing, and then he was able to clear up his skin. Do you prefer raw meat? I think it's a mood, right? It's an acquired taste. So I ate raw meat for a couple months, beef, and it's actually quite tasty. It's just like having a rare steak. It's soft. People keep thinking you need canines to eat raw meat. No, you need canines to rip through bones and fur. You don't need canines, sharp canines to eat meat. But after a while, I was like, I'm good, right? I just don't do fully cooked meat anymore. It's pretty rare. I still cook it rare. Thank you, Sandy. She's like, I love your style. You know, I am a funky, fresh, crazy. And you guys probably wonder why I always have a cap on. It's because I have this weird thing called melasma, and it hyperpigments your skin. Now, I have gotten rid of most of it. I'm not even kidding. Like, I really got rid of it almost everywhere. It was bad. And it stayed away except for one spot, and that's right there. It just still, little dark patch just on that one cheek. Really annoying. Let me see. Love you too, Mark. Tips to stay motivated. Yes, love this question. Turn off your TV, number one. It is total mind control. Turn off the radio, turn off Instagram, and get outside and get into the nature. As cheesy as that sounds, I moved from Hollywood, California to a podunk town in Texas, which I'm leaving because I just need mountains. And I found a property on a mountain in Tennessee where it's cooler. Thank you very much. But the motivation is that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And people always have their opinions and try to peer pressure you, and you lose yourself often in the voices, hearing other voices. Coming from LA where everybody wants to be perfect, it's on a level, it's kind of sad, right? Because people will watch TV coming from Hollywood, all that whole Hollywood look. Even in this podunk small town, I see women with these long eyelashes and the long nails, and I'm like, first of all, I never did that. I'm kind of too much of a tomboy, but the pressures to look a certain way while living in Hollywood. I got your message, Mark, by the way. Love you too. The pressure of having a certain, like, everybody comes to me with like, I want to lose fat or whatever. People have lost the ability to stay focused and be a boss to themselves. I only say good things to myself unless I do something stupid. I don't wake up in the morning going, you're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid, I can't believe it, I can't achieve this, life sucks. Like, my mom has really gotten to be very negative Nancy. She's complaining about everything. I don't have finances, and I'm getting older and I don't like it, and I'm just like, no. I wake up and I go, you a boss, biatch. Because if I don't say that to myself, ain't nobody say that to each other no more. People don't lift each other up. People don't push each other, which is why, like, people who do these diets, I do these consultations. By the way, go to my website, stephanieperson.com, book a consultation, or you guys can join my course, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, where I cover all 3 diets, including low carb, high fat, and the carnivore diet. But people will have spouses where, like, they eat well, but the kids don't and the husband doesn't. I'm like, y'all are adults. Y'all need to be best friends, work together, and get the whole family on board to eat healthy. And people say, like, oh, it's impossible. And I'm like, my mom had a glioblastoma, and I've been on her ass the whole time. It's almost 15 years now. I'm not gonna lie, it's exhausting. This last trip, it was really hard, but I solid 15 years on her ass. My rosacea cause from Demodex deep dive. There are some home treatments on YouTube, Earth Clinic. Rosacea is from a weak gut too, so don't leave that one out. If you can fix that gut while doing a nice ketogenic protocol, then you'll fix that rosacea or that psoriasis or eczema or acne. How much fiber a day do you recommend? Probably about a little golf ball size a day, and that's it. The recommendations for fiber by like dumb authorities is so dumb. That's a lot of carbs. No, and that's a lot of fiber. And fiber, insoluble, soluble fiber, can scratch your colon if you eat too much of it. And don't eat fiber by itself. This is the best story ever. Thanks, Fire Top Man. You guys know I have been through a lot of crap moving to Texas. I moved so many times, and like people don't understand. I would stay at a place, and then I would just stay with these idiots. And they would, and I didn't ask to go there. They would be like, oh, come to our place. Oh, come keto expert Stephanie, come stay with us. And I would be with these people. Like the last place, they were like, oh, come. And they asked me many times to stay with them, and I was like, nah. And then until my horse got attacked, and I was like, well, I don't have another place to go to right now. Well, either I go to this place or I risk my horse getting attacked. And I get there, and the wife smokes, and they're screaming at each other all the time, and they're broke as frack. And I'm like, what am I doing being around these people? This is really negative. So I just change it. I somehow create change, and I change. I was originally gonna move to Texas, but then I got here like today. It's 83 degrees outside. I have my air conditioning on. Like, if it's 83 degrees and I'm hot, imagine the summers. I can't. And it's flat and it's ugly, but the people are really nice. Somebody from Texas got mad because I was like, saying that it's flat and ugly, but it is. But the people are really nice. Not the whole state, but most of it. Visiting family and trying to offer me sweet wine, I'm like, nah. Exactly. You just say no. Should you count net carbs or total? I'd say total right now. Let's just make it total. Merry Christmas, Hottie Lux. Much love. Much love back. Got that good steak. So yesterday I did a stream. It was really short. People couldn't hear me, but I was in the airport, and I was talking about how to eat a lot of fat to slow down. Like, you need so much digestive equipment to break down fat. It literally kills your sugar craving. And don't be afraid of eating fat, you guys. You should be afraid of your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your insulin, your estrogen dominance, your gut, and how your organs are functioning. Okay, guys, I've been on for 30 minutes. They got steak, good steak. Who's got good steak? Somebody has good steak. Oh, Texas does. Yeah, no, Texas has a lot of great things. Like, I did this last week, pow, before I went to go visit my mom. I was like, they really teach this control, right? The gum control, very, very well here. Kids grow up with this, especially where I'm at. There's a lot of good things about it. I just don't like the heat, and I don't like the landscape. Everything else is awesome about Texas, which is why I came. And in California, it's a mess. And Mark knows it's a mess. It's a mess. I ain't doing it. Smash and grabs. I'm holding on to not falling back because I'm trying to work hard and get those abs like you, Steph. Thanks. I do try, honey. I do try. I'm at the ripe age of 54, going on 55. Okay, guys, time for me to go. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like up the stream, you guys, because that's how people find me. And do you track your macros, or do you just eat low carb foods? I eat ketogenic foods. I've been doing this a long time, Alicia. So I know that I'm eating probably about 220. I've stuck at 220. I've gone up to 400 grams of fat. Now I'm around 220 a day. And then I'll have about 50 to 60 grams of protein. And then I'll have about a handful of veg in one meal every single day. And that's all you need to do, right? And I always have something to snack on every 3 hours. You could do pemmican, which is great. You can do pork rinds, but don't do too much because that's high protein. You could do the ghee with the cinnamon and the, you could do cinnamon. You could do a vanilla bean powder, or you could do vanilla extract without the alcohol. Agreed, love California, just not corrupt politics. There. Merry Christmas. God bless. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, it's the corrupt. It's the corruption. It's the state is the best. California is the best place in the world when it comes to the landscape, bar none. Y'all know I've done a lot of traveling. It is the best place in the world. It's just the pea ticks of it are such garbage. I can't. Bougainvillea? Where is that? Bougainvillea? I don't know. I had to go. And plus, the real estate market is a mess. And I found a gorgeous property on top of a mountain. It's a plant. Oh, yeah. I will always miss California. Maybe when the world corrects itself, right? We purge out the evil. Maybe I'll go back. Okay, good for you learning about self-protection. FY through a new instructor. The guy was teaching you horrible grip. Oh, really? Teaching you horrible grip. Yeah, he was telling me to go like this, if you guys can see. And I thought that was really awkward. But whatever, I'll learn it. Sorry, it sounds like no at all. No. It was a horrible grip, Lori. It was. I was like, because I've done one of those before, but it was so long ago, and it was like for 5 seconds. This was actually going to a firearm range, and I didn't feel like I was holding it the right way. But whatever, it was still a good experience. I'll learn from here. I learn everything. If you put your mind to it, you can learn anything. Is it Kayla? Oh yeah, she's like, y'all like up the stream. You guys, I don't see who likes it because I just don't. Like, I'm filming on my phone. I'm doing another car stream because the new place now has horrible Wi-Fi again. I'm just going to have to go the last 3 months. I'm going to stay 3 more months in Texas, and then I'm going to bounce. I just got to do month to month for 3 months and try to get Wi-Fi on my RV because you guys bought an RV because I'm not renting an apartment. I want to be with my fur babies. And I'm going to go and get some Wi-Fi so I don't have to these car streams. Sorry, I'm in my car again, but just try to get the information to you guys. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming to this stream. Merry friggin' Christmas and a Happy New Year and all of that stuff. And don't let the world get you down. The smart ones will maneuver through the labyrinth of evil. We will make it through to the other side, right? I got out of California through all that stuff. I'm not doing it. Y'all know I ain't doing the swords. Nope. And people don't know why. They're like, but the hospitals. And I'm like, okay, y'all need to do more research. Okay. I had turkey, cabbage, and a lot of butter. I didn't cave. Yay! You didn't cave to the crave. That's a good one, Clint. You didn't cave to the crave, but still satisfied the beast from my feast. Cave to the crave and the beast to the feast. Merry Christmas. Awesome, Clint. All right, guys. Have a wonderful Christmas. I got some energy. 54 going on 55. Trying to live my best life. And I want you guys to. And I cannot wait to really properly get great information out to you guys without having to do a car stream. But this is what we got for now. All right, guys. Peace. And I'm out. Energy.